In this video, I'm going to do a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to use Mexc Global. If you're looking to learn how to trade futures on Mexc, I have a separate tutorial for that, and I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. In this video, I'm going to show you where to go if you want to buy crypto using fiat, how to deposit crypto onto the platform, then I'll take you into the spot market and get you familiar with the user interface. I'll show you the different market types and pairings and how to place trades using market orders, limit orders, and how to set up some stop losses. All of that and more with some tips and tricks along the way. If this is your first time signing up on Mexc, I've left a link for you in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment down below. Mexc is often running promotions for people who are signing up for the first time. These can be really nice deposit bonuses, discounts on fees, or entries into draws. Feel free to sign up using the link down below to find out what promotion might be available to you. This is not a sponsored video and this video is not financial advice. This video is intended for educational purposes only. I've also left you some timestamps in the description down below, so at any point feel free to skip ahead to a section that might be most relevant to you. If you end up getting some value out of this video, don't forget to leave me a like and hit subscribe. Let's get into the video. If you use my link when signing up, you should arrive on this page right here, and you can create an account using an email or a mobile number. Just simply choose the option that makes the most sense for you. Down here, you'll have to agree to their user agreement, so certainly give that a read through. Then you check this box and then click on sign up. If you come directly to the site, you'll find the sign up button right here on the home page. You'll also find it up here at the top right hand side of the screen. At the time of recording, KYC is not necessary for creating your account, but the services are quite limited. For example, you won't be able to buy any crypto using fiat, but you'll still be able to deposit crypto onto the platform and trade on the spot market and the futures market. I will also point out that Mexc might not be available in your region, and this all comes down to government regulations. As governments continue to roll out their regulations, perhaps Mexc becomes available in more regions around the world. But at the end of the day, that's going to come down to regulations in your country and region. When you're ready to create your account, just simply click on sign up. If you wish to get verified after creating your account, you'll have to sign in, and then what you would do is you come up here to the top right hand side of the screen and hover over your profile icon. Then in this drop down menu, come on down here and click on identification. And on this page here, you'll see there's a couple KYC options. Up at the top here, you have your advanced KYC. And this is going to increase your 24-hour withdrawal limit to 200 BTC, which is likely a lot more than anyone's going to need. To complete this KYC, you're going to have to submit your personal information, as well as government-issued documents, such as a driver's license or a passport. You'll also need to complete facial recognition. Down here, you have your primary KYC, and this is going to increase your 24-hour withdrawal limit to 80 BTC. To complete this KYC, you'll have to submit your personal information, and you'll have to submit a government-issued ID, such as your driver's license or passport, during this process. So if you're going to get verified, just choose an option that makes the most sense for you, and then click on verify. And then on this page here, fill in the information, and then submit the ID document that you wish to use for this process. Once you fill all of this out, just simply click on submit for review. And then once you're verified, you'll be unlocking the additional services, such as purchasing crypto using fiat. I'm going to go ahead and head back to the home page by clicking on the Mexc logo up at the top here. If you choose to verify your account and you want to buy some crypto using fiat, you can find all the purchasing options if you come right up here at the top left-hand side and hover over buy crypto. You'll get a drop-down menu right here displaying all the options that are available for purchasing crypto using fiat. If you want to do a debit or credit card, you'd give this a click right here. And that'll bring you over to this page here. And Mexc will be prompting you that you need to bind your debit or credit card to your account before you make the payment. So just simply click on OK. And to add your card, you'd click right here on Add Card. That'll take you to a really basic form where you put in your card details, the relevant information, and then bind your card to your account. Once your card's been added to your Mexc account, you just simply come up here, choose how much you wish to spend. So if we wanted to do 500, we'd do something like that. And then choose your fiat currency that you wish to spend. So we can click right here, and here's where you'll find the different fiat options. So we could toggle this over to USD if we want. And then down below, we can choose the crypto that we wish to purchase using cash. To do that, simply click right here where it says USDT. And at the time of recording, the only two options are purchasing USDC or USDT. So just click on the one that you wish to purchase. And in this box right here, you'll be seeing how much of the stablecoin you'll be receiving for your spend. If you wish to proceed with that, you just come down here and click on Buy Now. If you want to use a bank transfer, you can come right up here, click on Bank Transfer. Then come down here, choose the currency that you wish to spend with, so we can click here. And you'll see there's just a couple options at the time of recording. Then once again, come down here, choose the crypto you wish to receive. So that's either Tether or USDC, at least at the time of recording. And then you'd come down here and click on Buy Now to move to the next steps. If you want to use a third party, you can come up here, click on Third Party. On this page here, choose how much you wish to spend. And of course, choose the fiat currency that you wish to use. In this case here, we could use USD. And then choose the crypto that you wish to purchase. So if we click here on USDT, you'll see that you have more options by using a third-party payment method. The next thing is choose a payment channel. And these are all the third-party options right here. And you'll have to sign up to one of these services before you can use them. Another thing I'll mention is that these are perfectly fine, but the fees can be quite high. As an example, if we come over here on the right-hand side to payment details, you can see right here for my $100 spend, I'll only be receiving 89 Tether by using Simplex. So as you can see, the fees are quite high by using a third party. But if you're okay with that, you'd come down here, click on Accept and Continue, and then you'd click on Continue to move to the next steps of completing this process. Once you've purchased some crypto, you can find it in your spot wallet. And to get to your spot wallet, you can just come up here to Wallet, come down here and click on Spot. And here's where you'll find the crypto that you purchased using fiat. If you want to use Mexc as an unverified user, you can simply just deposit crypto onto the platform. And you can find the deposit button right up here on your spot wallet. Alternatively, you can also find the deposit button on your assets overview. So if we come up here to wallets, click on overview, you'll see a deposit button right here. And you'll see a deposit button over here on the right-hand side as well. And any one of these deposit buttons will take you to the same form. So I'll go ahead and just click this one here. Now we just simply need to choose the crypto that we wish to deposit onto the platform. And we can do that by clicking right here. So in my case where it says Tether, then select the crypto from this drop-down menu that you want to deposit onto Mexc, or you can search for it in the search bar. I'll go ahead and do Ethereum. Next, we need to choose a network by just simply clicking right here. Then Mexc will give you a pop-up window showing you the available networks that you can use to make your deposit. And some of these networks will be less in fees than others, such as Arbitrum 1 or the Bet20 network. The main thing is you want to make sure that the network matches on both sides of this transaction. If you send from one network into another, you will lose your coins forever. So just make sure wherever you're sending the coins in from that you select the right network when depositing. For this demonstration, I'll use the Arbitrum 1 network. So I'm going to give that a click. And then right down here, we'll have to generate a deposit address. So just simply click right here to generate your deposit address. Now you should see a QR code. So if you're sending in from a smartphone, you can scan your QR code to make this deposit. And you should also see your deposit address next to your QR code. For this demonstration, I'll just simply copy my deposit address by clicking right here. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate by sending some Ethereum from Binance into the Mexc account. So I'll just quickly toggle over to Binance like so. Then I'm going to come down here to Ethereum and over here, click on withdraw. And then under send to, I'm going to paste my Mexc deposit address right here. Then of course, we need to select the correct network, which is Arbitrum. So I'm going to click here and Arbitrum's right here. So I'll give that a click. Now the network matches on both sides of this transaction. So everything's looking good. And I'm going to proceed to deposit the funds from Binance to Mexc. And the Ethereum's on its way from Binance over to Mexc. And a quick tip with this, if this is your first time depositing crypto onto the platform, just send in a small amount first. Make sure that you have the network correct, the correct address, and then when that small deposit shows up, you can have the confidence to send in a larger amount. And now down below under recent deposits, you can see that my funds have arrived and they'll be in my spot wallet. So to get to your spot wallet, you just simply come up here to wallets and then click on spot. And here's the Ethereum that I just sent in from Binance. Now that we have some funds on account, I'll get you familiar with the spot market and the user interface. So to get onto the spot market, what we'll do is we'll come up here to spot, and let's go ahead and click right here on spot. And here's the user interface where you can trade on the Mexc spot market using the advanced features. First, I'll cover the market types and pairings. So over here on the right-hand side is where you can find the different market types and pairings. In my case here, you can see that I'm set to USDT. This means all these pairings displayed down below are quoted in Tether. If I wanted to buy a coin using these pairings, I'd need Tether on account. And if I sold a coin using these pairings, I'd receive Tether for the sale. If we were to come up to the market types here and switch over to USDC, this means that all these pairings down below are quoted in USDC. So if we wanted to buy a coin using these pairings, we'd need USDC on account. And if we sold a coin using these pairings, we'd receive USDC for the sale. Simply choose the market type and the pairing that you wish to trade. For this tutorial, I'll go ahead and select USDT market type, and I'll go ahead and do Ethereum versus Tether. Now you can see just above the chart, top left-hand side, that I'm set to the Ethereum Tether pairing. Right here, we have the price action chart. And this is showing us the asset's performance over a selected time frame. The first thing I like to do here is make sure that I'm set to the TradingView chart. This means you'll have access to some TradingView drawing tools, as well as some basic TradingView indicators. You can find the time frames for your chart right up here at the top left-hand side. And in my case, you can see that I'm currently set to a daily. This means each one of these candlesticks represents 1 day of time. If you want to change the time frame, just simply click on the time frame you wish to view. So if we want a 4-hour, we'd click right here. Now we've toggled the chart into a 4-hour time frame. Now each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours of time. You can find additional time frames if you come right up here and click on this tiny little arrow. Then you'll get a drop-down menu with additional time frames. You can also add time frames to your favorites or remove them as well. For example, let's imagine that we want to get rid of the 2-hour time frame. We just come over here, we click on this little red X. As you can see, I just removed it from the favorite time frames. If we want to add a time frame, we click on this little arrow here. And let's imagine we want to add the 12-hour time frame. We'll just click this little plus sign right here. And as you can see, I just added the 12-hour time frame. You'll find your drawing tools over here on the left-hand side. You can hide them by clicking this little arrow right here, and you can reveal them by clicking on it again. If you'd like to add an indicator to your chart, just come right up here and click on this little icon here. Then you'll get a pop-up window with some basic indicators from TradingView. If there's anything specific that you're looking for, you can type it into search. So if we want a relative strength index, we could do RSI. Then we'll click on the relative strength index, close this out. And as you can see, I just added the RSI to the bottom of the chart. If at any point you want to get rid of that, you'd come over here, click on these little dots, and then click on delete pane. As you can see, I removed it, as easy as that. You can also change the appearance of your chart as well by simply right-clicking on it, then click on settings from this pop-up window. Then you'll get this little window right here where you can adjust the appearance of your chart. And I do like to change a few things around in here. I like to come down here to appearance, and I like to get rid of the vertical grid lines and horizontal grid lines. For my trading style, they're just not serving much of a purpose. So to do that, we'd click right here. Then we'd bring the opacity down to 0. I like to do the same thing for the horizontal lines like so. And I like to make the background a little darker as well. And to do that, we'd click on this box right here and then choose the darkest color here. Then when I click on OK, you can see that I changed the appearance of the chart quite a bit. What you can do is you can come into settings, you can play around with this. And if you ever do anything that you don't like the look of and you don't know what exactly you did, what you can do is come down here, click on template, click on apply defaults. Then when I click on OK, you can see that I just restored the defaults of the chart. So it's easy to get it back to the way it was. So you can take some time, play around with the settings, and get things looking exactly the way you like them. So I'm just going to go ahead and come back into settings here. And I'm going to get this back to the way I like it. So we'll bring these down to 0. Same thing here. And I'll go ahead and click on OK. When it comes to charting and technical analysis, I like to use TradingView directly. And I'll quickly toggle it onto frame here like so. On TradingView, you have access to more data, more indicators. You can backtest strategies, look at different asset classes. There's just so much more you can do with TradingView. And TradingView is free to use. The free version does have some pop-up ads once in a while. They can be a little bit distracting, but it does work perfectly fine. This version here is a paid version. And you can always try one of their plans for free for up to 30 days. And then you can make an informed decision if it's a good fit for you. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link for TradingView in the description of this video, as well as in the pinned comment down below. I also have a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to set up TradingView and use TradingView. So I'll leave a link for that tutorial in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. To the left of the chart, we have the order book. And the order book is showing us where market participants have placed their buy and sell orders at by using limit orders. And I'll be demonstrating limit orders here shortly. On the top side of the order book, we have the asks. And these are the price points that market participants have placed their sell orders at. On the bottom side of the order book in green, we have what's known as the bids. These are the price points that market participants have placed their buy orders at. In the middle of the order book, we can find the mid price, and this is the price point that the asset is currently trading at. So in a nutshell, all the asks up above the mid price will be greater than the mid price, and all the bids down below in green will be less than the mid price. When a trader comes along and executes a market order, they're matched up with the best available price off of the order book, and the trade is executed immediately. And I'll be demonstrating market orders as well. Once the trade is executed, you can view it over here under market trades in real time. All the sells come in red, and all the buys will come in green. In the price column of market trades is where you'll see the price point that the trade was successfully executed. And in the amount column, you'll see the amount of the asset that was traded at that price point. When the market gets really volatile, you'll see this panel light up and get quite active. First, I'll show you how to place a market order, and these orders are nice and simple. They're going to execute immediately at the best available price off of the order book. The first step is to configure the order panel. So let's head down here to the order panel, and we'll click right here on market. Now we simply choose how much of the asset that we wish to buy or sell. So if I wanted to buy myself some Ethereum, I'd come over here to the buy side of the order panel. I can type in an amount of my available balance that I wish to spend on the asset, and you'll be able to see your available balance right here. So you'll know exactly what you're working with. Alternatively, you can use this slider bar right here. So if I was to slide this up to 50%, that would put 50% of my available funds into Ethereum. For the purposes of demonstration, I'll just go ahead and slide this up to 100%. And then once you have the order panel set up the way that you want it, you just click on buy. And I just bought myself some Ethereum at the best available price off of the order book. If I wanted to sell my Ethereum, I'd come over here on the sell side of the order panel, type in an amount of the Ethereum that I wish to spend. You'll be able to see your available balance of the asset right here. Or once again, you can use the slider bar here. For this demonstration, I'll just slide this up to 100% and I'll click on sell ETH. And just like that, I sold all of my Ethereum at the best available price off the order book. As easy as that. Usually you'll pay a higher fee for using a market order, and this is because you're removing liquidity off of the order book versus adding to the order book by using a limit order. And a lot of the times, exchanges do like to incentivize traders to add to their order book by executing limit orders, and normally they do that by charging a smaller fee for limit orders versus market orders. But you can see at the time of recording, right now, Mexc has a 0% maker fee and a 0% taker fee. So a maker fee would be if you're placing a limit order, and a taker fee is when you're placing a market order. But fees can change. So by the time you're watching this video, this could all be different. Maybe this is just a promotion at the time of recording, but certainly keep an eye on that. Now I'll show you how to place a limit order. And limit orders will give you the ability to be a little bit more strategic by choosing price points that you wish to be a buyer or a price point that you wish to be a seller. So the first thing we need to do is configure the order panel. So we'll come right over here on the left-hand side and we'll click on limit. So for example, let's come up here to the chart and let's imagine that we want to try to buy some Ethereum if the price of ETH comes down to this level, somewhere in here maybe. So what I'll do for the purposes of demonstration is I'll grab a horizontal here from the drawing tools, and let's go ahead and mark that area out. Maybe something like this. Good enough for this demonstration. We can see on the y-axis of the chart that there's a price point correlating to that horizontal at 1,714. So what we'll do is we'll come down here to the order panel, and on the buy side, we'll type that price point into price. We'll go 1,714. Next, we need to choose the size of our order. We could type in the amount of the asset that we wish to purchase, or we can come down here to total, and we can type in the total amount of our available balance that we wish to put into this order. Of course, you'll be able to see your available balance right up here, so you'll know exactly what you're working with. Alternatively, we could just use this slider bar right here. So if I slid this up to 50%, like so, that would put 50% of my available balance into this order. If I slid it up here to 75%, that would put 75% of my available funds into this order. For this demonstration, I'll just go to 100% here. And then when you have the order set up the way that you want it, you just simply click on buy. Then we'll get our order confirmation pop-up window here, confirming the details of our order. If this is what you intended, you just simply come down here and click on confirm. Now we've placed that buy order onto the order book. If price action was to come down and hit this price point right here, this order will fill, and I'd be buying a little bit of Ethereum. And you can find the details of your order if you just come down here under Open Orders. Here's where you'll find your limit order. This order will stay on the order book until it either fills or we manually cancel it. So if at any point you'd like to cancel it, you just come over here on the right hand side and click on cancel. Now, as you can see, I just removed that limit buy order off of the order book. Of course, we can use a limit order to sell our coins as well. So let's come back up here to the chart. And for the purposes of demonstration, let's imagine that we're targeting this pivot point on the market right up in here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab a horizontal here from the drawing tools, and I'll go ahead and put it on the chart, something like this. Good enough for this demonstration. Now we can see that there's a price point correlating to that pivot on the y-axis of the chart, coming in at 2,124. So what we'll do is we'll come back down here to our order panel, we'll make sure it's set to limit, we'll come over here on the sell side, and we'll type that price point into price. So we'll go 2,124. Next, we need to choose the amount of the asset that we wish to sell if the price of Ethereum was to come up to 2,124. Of course, you'll be able to see your available balance right here, so you'll know exactly what you're working with. For this demonstration, I'll just go ahead and use the slider bar, and I'll slide it up to 100%. Once you have your sell order configured the way that you want it, just simply come down here and click on sell. Once again, you'll get your order confirmation pop-up window here. So check over the details, make sure this is what you intended, and if it is, just simply click on confirm. Now we've placed that sell order onto the order book. If the price of Ethereum was to increase up to 2,124 and hit my limit price, I'd be selling all of my Ethereum. You can find the details of your order if you come down here to Open Orders, and here's where we can see my limit order that I just put on the order book. It'll stay on the order book until it either gets filled or we manually cancel it. So once again, if you want to cancel it at any point, just come over here on the right hand side and click on cancel. Now, as you can see, I just removed that sell order off of the order book. Limit orders certainly give you the opportunity to be a little bit more strategic about your buys and sells. Sometimes you can get a better entry price and a better exit price as well, but you do need price action to cooperate. So in our buying scenario, maybe Ethereum doesn't come down to my limit price here. Perhaps it just increases to the upside from here, and I would miss out on that because my order down here never filled. Or perhaps price action comes down, fills my order, but then just continues to the downside, and that would obviously put me at a loss. In the selling scenario, maybe price action starts moving favorably, but then rolls over in this area here and moves back to the downside. And obviously, I'd still be holding on to the asset because price failed to increase up to my limit price of 2,124. Or perhaps price action comes up, fills the order, selling my coins, but then just blasts on through and continues to the upside. And of course, I'd miss out on those extra gains. So a couple basic considerations when choosing if a limit order is going to be appropriate for you, but that's how you get that done. To set up our stop loss, we first need to configure the order panel. So we'll come to our order panel, and we'll click right here on stop limit. The first thing we need to do is choose a trigger price. This is going to be a price point that triggers Mexc to place a limit order to sell our coins. So let's head up here to the chart, and let's imagine that we just bought some Ethereum in this area right here. And perhaps we want to set a stop loss just below this wick right here, just in case price action decides to roll over and continue to the downside. So for the purposes of demonstration, I'll grab a horizontal from my drawing tools here, and I'll mark an area just below that wick, maybe something like this. Now we can see on the y-axis of the chart that there's a price point correlating to that horizontal at 1,733. So what we'll do is we'll come back down here to our order panel, and on the sell side, we'll type that price point into trigger price. So 1,733. If the price of Ethereum comes down to 1,733, this is going to trigger Mexc to place a limit order to sell my coins. So now I need to choose a limit price. So we'll come back up here to the chart, and for the purposes of demonstration, let's just imagine that we want to set our limit price maybe somewhere just below this wick right here. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal from the drawing tools, and I'll mark out that wick, maybe something like this. Now we can see a price point on the y-axis of the chart correlating to that wick at 1,685. So we'll come back down here to our order panel, and on the sell side into price, we'll type that in. So 1,685. Now there's a couple things to know about this. The first thing is I like to leave a little bit of breathing room between my trigger price and my order price. I want to make sure that if my trigger price gets hit, that Mexc has enough time to place my order to sell my coins. If price gets moving really fast to the downside and manages to get below my order price before the order fills, then it'll simply be placed as a limit order on the order book, and you'll be waiting for price action to bounce and come back up to your order price before it fills and executes, and there's no guarantee that that will happen. Now, Mexc is lightning fast about placing these orders and getting your coins sold for you, but if you set your order price too close to your trigger price or at the same price as your trigger price, you run the risk of that happening. In this particular situation, I've left quite a bit of breathing room here. Now, the next thing to know is that in my case here, if price action comes down and hits my trigger price, my coins are going to sell at 1,685 or better. If there's a better price point available on the order book when the trigger price gets hit, the coins will sell for a better price. Basically, what you're telling Mexc is if your trigger price gets hit, you want to sell for at least 1,685. And in this particular situation, there would likely be a better price point available on the order book when my trigger price gets hit. So always keep that in mind. So now that we've chosen our price points, we'll come back down here to the order panel and we'll choose the amount of the asset we wish to sell if our trigger price gets hit. Of course, you'll be able to see your available balance right here. So you could come down to amount and type in a custom amount, or you could just use this slider bar right here. For this demonstration, I'll just slide it up to 100%. Once you have this configured the way that you want it, just simply click on sell. Then you'll get a little pop-up order confirmation window here. So check over the details, make sure they're what you intended, and if everything looks good to you, you just simply come down here and click on confirm. Now I've placed that stop limit order. So for a quick recap, if Ethereum was to roll over and come down and hit my trigger price right here, my coins are going to sell for 1,685 or better if there's a better price available on the order book when my trigger gets hit. You can find the details of your stop limit if you come down here to open orders, and right here's where you'll see the details of your open order. This order will stay in place until it either gets hit or you manually cancel it. So if at any point you want to cancel this, just come over here on the right hand side and click on cancel. And as you can see, I just removed that stop limit. And there you have it, your introduction to Mexc Global. If you got some value out of that, don't forget to leave me a like and hit subscribe. Also, feel free to check out my other Mexc tutorials, which I've put together in a playlist on my YouTube channel for you. And I've also left a link to some of these videos in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And until I do, have yourself a powerful day.